We begin with a fiery night in Portland's Pearl District. Police declared a riot as a crowd of more than 200 gathered outside Mayor Ted Wheeler's apartment building. The scene turned violent with people stoking a fire in the street and vandalizing a dental office in the ground floor, which is minority owned. Police deployed crowd control munitions and made 19 arrests. Now, this riot coincided with Mayor Wheeler's birthday, and people in the crowd taunted him, bringing balloons and wearing party hats as they called for him to resign. Those in the crowd aren't the only ones pressuring Wheeler to resign. 6 Portland-based organizations ranging from the Democratic Socialists of America to Portland's Resistance are echoing the demand. And President Trump continues to ridicule Wheeler on Twitter, writing yesterday, "If this joke of a mayor doesn't clean up Portland, we will go in and do it for them."
Well, 3 days after a deadly shooting in downtown Portland, police still haven't made an arrest or released a name of a suspect, but they are confirming the identity of the victim. He's 39-year-old Aaron Danielson, and he was known by his friends by his middle name of Jay. He lived in Portland and was downtown following a car rally in support of President Trump on Saturday. Joey Gibson, the leader of the conservative group Patriot Prayer, called Danielson a good friend and supporter of the group.
Jay's one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet. Anyone that knows him, it doesn't matter if you're far left or whatever, you're conservative, no one would ever want to hurt this guy. He's one of the nicest guys I've seriously ever met in my entire life.
Police have said misinformation about the shooting has been spreading online. That's part of the reason a few of Danielson's friends held a press conference yesterday. They wanted people to hear about the Jay they knew and loved.
The people that are portraying him in a different light didn't know him. We that knew him know that. And it's time that this city hears who he was, because he was a good man that would have helped anyone in any need at any time. And to hear his name being mentioned the way it is absolutely tragic.
A witness who caught the shooting on camera says he heard yelling and saw Danielson spray what looked like mace just before he was shot. Again, police are not publicly naming a suspect in this case, despite many social media posts from the public.
After that deadly shooting Saturday night, Governor Kate Brown released a plan to help curb some of the violence. She's calling on area law enforcement to work with Portland police, but some agencies aren't giving her the support she's asking for. Bryant Clerkley is following all of this for us and joins us live. Good morning, Bryant.
Good morning, Brenda. I'm in downtown Portland now, and you can see the destruction to some of these buildings over here. This building has been spray painted, and part of the governor's unified law enforcement plan asks area sheriff's offices for help. We've already heard from a number of agencies who are at this time unwilling to lend their assistance. The sheriffs in Washington and Clackamas County say they will not send deputies to Portland to respond to nightly protests. They cite the level of violence and lack of overall support in the justice system. The Clackamas County Sheriff released a statement. Had Brown asked me, I would have told her that no amount of human resources will stop the cycle of violence that is making Portland unsafe. For that to occur, the criminal justice system will need to do its part and hold offenders accountable. For their part, the Washington County Sheriff said the lack of political support for public safety, the uncertain legal landscape, the current validity combined with intense scrutiny on use of force presents an unacceptable risk to deputies who are deployed directly.
I am hopeful this plan will work. If it doesn't work, we will try something else.
Now, the Oregon Association Chiefs of Police and Oregon State Sheriff's Association also opposed this plan. Brenda?
Thank you very much, Bryant.
So with the violence continuing downtown and with no signs of local demonstrations slowing down, a lot of people are asking why city leaders aren't putting a curfew in place. Portland Police Chief Chuck Lavelle addressed that very subject this past weekend.
You know, we had a curfew early on in this, and it wasn't very successful. We still had very large crowds at that time, but I would say it's not something that's totally off the table, but it's not something I don't think we're looking at this moment.
So Mayor Ted Wheeler put that curfew the chief just mentioned in place at the end of May, right after the first night of violence in downtown Portland. But the curfew, like the chief said, didn't really work. People still came out. It didn't seem like anyone was fazed by the threat of being arrested. So the mayor ended that curfew, saying it wasn't making a difference.
Well, today